What up, man? I'm driving talking shit yet again. This time I'm driving talking shit about something I'm sure we all are talking about today. That is the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight, man. The card was trash. The whole fight card was horrible until it got to the main event, and I actually enjoyed that fight a lot more than I thought I was. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. That fight was entertaining. It was dull in spots when it came to all the holding and, you know what I'm saying, the referee taking a point for Ryan for that cheap shot. You know, Ryan Garcia turning his back. All that stuff was, it was boring. I'm not going to hold you. But the story of the fight made, and then how the fight ended on top of that, made the event fucking classic fight. I'm not going to hold you. First, let me say this. To all the people who are calling Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, all the things people call people after a loss, all those wrong names, and trying to quote-unquote jump off the Devin Haney bandwagon, are saying he was overrated. Please stop doing that, man. The dude is young. He took his first loss, okay. Devin Haney's still that dude, man. Devin Haney would still beat a lot of y'all guys' favorite boxer. He still has the skills to pay the bills. He's very young, man. The dude is young as hell. The dude is like 24, 25 years old. So he got at least another 10 years possibly before his prime even started declining on the real shit. As long as he stay, you know, healthy and in the gym, like I'm pretty sure he does anyway. But all those fans who are pretty much jumping off that bandwagon, fuck y'all. All the other fans who are making excuses on why Haney lost, that is crazy. I'm gonna tell you why. Right now, the excuse is that Ryan Garcia, you know, missed weight. Ryan Garcia cheated because he didn't make the 140-pound weight limit. Number one, he gave up money for that. Devin Haney wasn't making letting that be an excuse. Devin Haney wasn't letting that be the reason why he didn't make the fight. Devin Haney got richer because of that. He took a lot of people, a lot of fighters, you know, purse just in the fact that Ryan Garcia didn't make weight. You know what I'm saying? So that alone, shit, eliminated that excuse. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia paid out of pocket for what he did. And on top of that, he can't call himself the real champion because he didn't make the weight. So he paid the cost for that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I will say this. Ryan Garcia was big as shit in the ring, yo. When I first saw how big it was compared to Devin Haney, I was like, yo, this boy is big as shit. This boy every bit of like 160, 165 on fight night. The dude was at least 160, 165. Devin Haney probably was like good 155, 160 himself. You understand what I'm saying? They both was big to be fighting at 140. I will say that. So I kind of can see why Ryan Garcia couldn't make the weight. Just on seeing how big he was on fight night, they let me know that he actually probably was going to try to make 140, but he realized that, this shit is impossible. That he might have learned from his quote-unquote tank mishap when he made the tank weight. You know what I'm saying? He realized he didn't have no gas, whatever situation may be. He said he wasn't going to risk it this fight. So I baked off to do it. It's a fight at the end of the day. He had to do whatever it took to win. But the same way I didn't give Ryan that excuse on him cutting weight to fight Tank, I'm not going to give Devin Haney that excuse for Ryan Garcia not making the weight. You understand what I'm saying? These guys fight bigger guys in the gym. And I understand the gym is the gym, sparring is sparring, and, you know, the gloves are smaller, the lights are hotter, all that good shit. I understand. But these guys not only knew each other well from the amateurs, they fought 6 times in the amateurs, 3 and 3 apiece. These guys knew each other. It's just that, in my humble opinion, it's just that when it comes to development physically, Ryan Garcia was more blessed than Devin Haney was. I'm just going to call it what it is. You know, I'm pretty sure back when it was in the amateur league, it was evenly matched. You know what I'm saying? They probably was going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It was classic fights, probably amateur level wise. But as these guys got older, man, this one guy developed a punch while the other guy didn't quite develop that punch. You can kind of see it in the fight. A lot of people are saying that why Devin Haney didn't jab him to the body more. Why Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying, didn't stay on that jab. That jab was having Ryan Garcia head stepping back. Why Devin Haney wasn't throwing that hook that he caught Ryan Garcia with earlier in the fight. What's going to happen with all that? The reason why was because Ryan Garcia was hitting Devin Haney harder than Devin Haney was hitting Ryan Garcia. It's really it's that fucking simple. It's that simple. Ryan Garcia was hitting him harder and the punches was coming fast as shit. Ryan Garcia has really, really fast hands. On top of that, Ryan Garcia was gassing, but he was getting wind back. He was getting his wind back in spurts. It's like Derrick James had his boy, you know what I'm saying, to a T when it comes to like when to explode, when to do this, when to do that. you know what I'm saying, you can kind of tell Ryan Garcia was saving this a little bit in the tank here and there, saving a little bit in the tank, especially in those middle rounds. He said, I'm going to save a little bit here just so I can explode when I catch him with something. And that's pretty much why Devin Haney lost the fight. Just keep it 100. Because while he thought Ryan Garcia was gassing, he couldn't capitalize on the fact that Ryan Garcia was gassing. He couldn't keep Ryan off of him. And then when Ryan was moving around himself, trying to catch his breath, Devin Haney couldn't cut off the ring for real because he knew how dangerous Ryan was. If he cut off the ring, then you know Ryan gonna throw some shit. So he didn't want to cut off the ring and fall into those traps that Ryan was setting. At the same time, he couldn't land anything hard enough himself to get Ryan to settle down. He couldn't land anything on Ryan to get Ryan to second guess his game plan the way Tank did. You understand what I'm saying? That is why, in closing, that is why everything I just said, everything I just finished saying, it was the reason why I kind of changed my pick last minute and why I put a small bit of change on Ryan Garcia. Because I'm one of those people that thought that Ryan Garcia was going to get outboxed and, you know, Devin Haney was going to clinch in the pocket and was going to hold him. I thought it was going to be a boring ass fight. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a boring ass Devin Haney styling on Ryan Garcia with a bunch of jabs, a bunch of defensive moves, and then clinching whenever he couldn't do a defensive move. That's what I thought it was going to be. But the reason why I changed my pick probably on Thursday before the weigh-in, you know what I'm saying, why I kind of changed my pick a little bit. I still thought Devin Haney was going to win, but I thought the odds was too far. I thought those odds was crazy. I said, yo, I got to put some money on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't fully on the bandwagon, quote unquote, of Ryan Garcia to put, you know, a lot of money. Put some cheap anyway. I'm a cheap better. So $5 to me is like my minimum bet. That's like I'm not going no higher or no lower than $5 on most occasions. You know what I'm saying? The most I will ever bet in my entire life, probably $30 on a fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those guys going to drop a bag on the bet. I'm being honest. I'm cheap. But $5, you know what I'm saying? I thought, you know what I'm saying? I can win $40 of gas. Just a good tank of gas right there. I put some gas in my truck. You understand what I'm saying with that win? So I put the $5 on him. You know what I'm saying? I actually put another $2 on Ryan Garcia dropping Devin Haney in the first 6 rounds. I thought he was going to drop Devin Haney in the first 6 rounds, but then, you know, Devin Haney was going to pick up the pace and then, you know, outbox Ryan Garcia when Ryan Garcia gassed. That's what I thought the fight was going to, how I thought the fight was going to go to a certain degree, but I knew it was a better chance than people thought it was going to be. And here's why. Because I watched Devin Haney fight Linares. I watched the entire fight again. I watched the entire fight of him again when he fought Lomachenko. I watched when he fought Regis Prograis. Those are his latest fights. I watched those fights, except for the Linares fight. It was kind of back in the day. And I realized that whenever Devin Haney was in the pocket and he could not clinch, he got rocked. Every time. Well, all those opponents, except for maybe Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis was just too slow. You know what I'm saying? But Regis was trying to throw in there, and you can see where he was barely missing Haney. And you knew if a puncher had better hand speed than Regis Prograis, that he would have caught. They would have caught him. That is why I knew Ryan Garcia had more hand speed than a lot of people remembered that he had. A lot of people knew he had fast hands, but for some reason they thought Devin Haney was going to be worlds faster than him. I didn't think so. I thought Devin Haney, movement-wise, like footwork-wise, would have been better and more fluent than Ryan. But hand speed, I gave that edge to Ryan Garcia. But watching Linares fight, this is a little deeper on the Linares fight. Linares, when he caught Devin Haney in that pocket, when Devin Haney was doing his defensive move, he was going under punches, and that last Linares shot before the bear run caught him and it buckled him. That is the reason why I said, you know what? Ryan Garcia can land some shit like that. And Ryan Garcia punch a lot harder than Linares do. He's a lot bigger than Linares is. And I said, I think he can drop Haney. I think he can drop Haney if he land some shit. I honestly thought he was going to be the one to drop him. That plus the fact that they fought 6 times in the amateurs and it was even. It was 3-3. You understand what I'm saying? That also kind of swayed my opinion a little bit and why I put money on the live dog. I was like, yo, Ryan Garcia know Devin. They acting like he crazy. He acting like he's crazy in the media. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't buying that. I wasn't buying none of that shit. I knew that Ryan Garcia knew that if he lost this fight in dramatic fashion, it won't no coming back from that. So I kind of knew it was kind of bullshit that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't taking this fight serious. I knew that was bullshit. Plus, when they got face to face, you know, that nervous energy, that shit don't lie. excuse me, that nervous energy when they was face to face after the weigh-in, when Ryan Garcia had his hands up and was talking all that shit, you can see the anger on his face, was screaming on Devin, and he turned away so fast. That nervous energy let me know that he was wired. The dude was wired. Like he wanted to hurt Devin. You understand what I'm saying? Those reasons are the reasons why I think Devin Haney really lost this fight. Those are the reasons why. I think he was too lax. He thought he drank the Kool-Aid. He thought that Ryan Garcia was losing his mind and Ryan Garcia was just looking for a payday. So he went in there thinking that, you know what I'm saying, and the fact that he was familiar with Ryan, you know what I'm saying, he went in there thinking that I could do what I did back when we was amateurs. I can do that same thing now and style on Ryan, and I can walk away with this fight easily. And he was even calling he was going to stop Ryan on top of that. But Ryan Garcia went in there knowing that, you know, excuse me, I'm the hardest puncher. I'm a harder puncher in the fight. I got the faster hands in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Dad James gave me a game plan to where I think I could land this shot. And he stuck to that game plan, except for the shoulder roll shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit was stupid. Except for the shoulder roll shit, everything else was flawless. Everything else was flawless. I think he could have ended Devin Haney a lot faster if he would have, you know what I'm saying, hit the hook a little better. If he would have hit it, the shots that them hooks that he landed, he hit them well. On the first hook that dropped Devin Haney, he stuck that jab out there and left it, and then came around Devin's block with that hook. That was a beautiful ass shot. That shit was beautiful. The second time he dropped Devin Haney, it was like Devin Haney got hurt. It was back in the way, and it was at the end of the combination. He kind of ended. It was like a 2-3, bam, bam, and that caught Devin Haney and knocked him down. Those two shots was beautiful, man. Beautiful ass ways to land your favorite weapon, which is your hook. But in closing, because this went a little longer than I thought, but the reasons why Devin Haney lost this fight was because, number one, genetics. You know, they both was familiar with each other, but one guy developed into a more puncher than the other guy did. Devin Haney didn't really develop that punching power that usually got people off of him. You know what I'm saying? Especially at 140. Tank Davis put something on TikTok, not TikTok, on Twitter, saying X now. It's called X. He put something on X saying that, see what happens when you fight a guy that's your size? And that's kind of true. That's kind of true. Because Lomachenko was smaller. Reyes was kind of smaller. You know, Devin Haney was coming down in weight. He was fighting guys that was coming up to 135 for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So, Ryan Garcia, bigger, in my opinion, bigger than Haney. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of self-explanatory saying you couldn't make weight. But I keep my bad. Shit keep coming to my mind. I keep thinking about shit to say. But in closing, for real, in closing, the reasons why Devin Haney lost this fight was because of, number one, Ryan Garcia was the more puncher. He the more devastating puncher. You know what I'm saying? That developed after the amateurs. So that was something new to new to Devin. Number two, he was big enough to where Devin Haney's punches wasn't really as effective as, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people thought it was going to be. Yeah, he did buckle Ryan, but I think once Ryan felt that shot, you know what I'm saying, it was like he knew, he hit harder than I thought he was, but at the same time, I can take it. It's not like a tank shot. You understand what I'm saying? So that's another reason was Devin Haney's punching power, you know, wasn't affecting the bigger man. And number three was because Ryan Garcia had everybody drinking the Kool-Aid. Everybody thought that Ryan Garcia was crazy. But with that being said, this is your favorite channel, man, CTB. It's Chin Tuck Boxing. I'm out of here. Peace.